Welcome, y'all.
Hey, Sherri.
Hey, Tammy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So just for the listeners to know, we are just a few days before Christmas right now. So even though you may be listening to this in July, we're wrapped up in, sweatshirts and blankets and, because it's 50 degrees in Louisiana and that's really
we're dying.
Yeah, that's super ass cold. So that's why I have this hat on, because once you put one of these on, you can't unsee the hair.
You can see these earrings.
Those are cute. Are they reindeers?
Reindeer antlers with a little pom-pom.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Cute,
Normally
cute.
You can't see my earrings because the headphones.
And your festive green drink. It looks like the Grinch. What are you drinking?
It's just a vodka tonic, but I got some of those edible glitter packs.
I see the glitter from here.
Isn't it cute? And these were mystery colors, so it could have been anything.
That's fun.
That is fun.
I need to get some of that.
I know, and I'm heading out of here. I have been really blessed with my sister-in-laws.
That's awesome.
One on each side. His sister,
yes,
my brother's wife, and she throws Christmas. I throw Thanksgiving. She throws Christmas, and so we're going to do a little sippy there.
Oh, nice!
So this is pre-game for that one.
Okay. Good.
So I brought some more to share with her.
And you
to
have
see what colors we get.
And you have your 7 Christmas trees up. How many do you have?
This year I went light. I didn't put up the village, and I only did 5 trees.
5 trees. That's only 5 trees.
But
wow.
we had to redo the whole yard setup.
Reimagined.
Year. Entirely reimagined, and that was took up a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once you do it, then it goes into a bin, it's marked, and whenever it comes out next year, it's just like assembly line, You throw it all up. But Dave wanted a new color that didn't go with anything we had outside.
Blue, right?
Blue. So we have done Candyland and Island of Misfit Toys out in the yard.
You'll have to send me pictures.
If I remember to take any.
Yeah.
I am the least... I'm married to the guy that does selfies constantly.
Right. I need to get with him and say, hey, send me some
pictures.
Send me some yard pictures. All right. Anything new?
No, I think it hadn't been that long.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. Nothing new. Oh, we have and I don't have my phone in here. We have a new Patreon member, and I will promise to say her name next time. I think it starts with an A. So that's as far as I got right now.
Okay.
She's getting half a mention right now, but next episode she'll get a full mention.
Yeah.
All right. So
anything with you?
Not really. I'm drinking Knob Creek today, but that was the end of the bottle. So went to Total Wine the other day and stocked up on all my favorites.
Yeah. And Poppy opened up your swear jar for you, so that'll be easy.
I love the swear jar, man. The only place you can get it is Total Wine. That's it.
Needs to be a sponsor.
Yes, they do. I need to send them an email saying, "Hey guys, check out the podcast. Sponsored by Swear Jar." All right, you got a story today.
I do.
And
as we are coming up on the new year, last year I did Anything Solved 2023.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
When I started looking into it this year, I didn't find...
There wasn't a lot of 2024 unsolved cases.
All the solved cases were solved in the exact same way.
Okay.
Genetic genealogy.
Oh, you didn't find any new ways?
I
got you.
There wasn't even a bunch of interest in it. I mean, some of them, a lot of 50 and 60-year-old cases got solved. And now we're getting to the point where the perpetrators have been dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
So they're not even...
That's very anticlimactic when you can't even...
The only thing it does is it gives
some closure.
But closure's a myth when it comes to losing somebody with murder.
Exactly. Yes.
But what I did notice as I was getting in here looking at these solved cases, when you do searches, of course, you get current events plus...
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did notice that a lot happened crime-wise this year. Some of it we all know about. Some of it between the election and the wars and everything kind of faded. And so I did kind of a year in review of crime.
I like it.
Yeah. So
I'm excited.
Here we go. All right. We can't start without Cat Williams.
Oh, yeah. I love me some Cat Williams.
Yeah. And I never thought I would say that.
I do. Well,
He's funny.
There's going to be a lot of things that I probably don't know about because honestly, I don't watch the news. I'd rather, like, as everybody knows, I'd rather watch things related to solved cases.
Yes.
Because I hate being left hanging. But I know Kat, okay, so we had, is it P. Diddy?
Mm-hmm.
I know Kat had some things to say about P. Diddy. I did happen to see that on the news. So is that where we're going with this?
That's where we're going.
Oh, I love it. Give it to me.
So all the way back in January, he, because I'm doing a month by month.
Okay.
He appeared on Shannon Sharp's broadcast.
Yes.
And podcast or, YouTube channel, whatever,
Yeah.
So anyhow, he read the entertainment industry to filth.
Yes, he did. He told the cow how he ate the cabbage.
Yeah. And, some of the Epstein documents dropped that month. And Kat let us know that the people unrelated to Epstein were going down in 2024.
Bitch was like, I told you so.
Yeah.
I've been telling y'all.
And at the time, we kind of were like, oh, yeah, that's just more crazy Cat William. Because all through the 2010s, he didn't go 12 months without getting arrested in a phenomenally,
Crazy
audacious way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run-ins with cops where he was just being a butt booger, bringing firearms onto flights. I mean, the stupidest, you're watching him fall apart.
But it sounds like he kind of got his shit together if he was staying
yeah.
away from all the drama.
All the drama. And, so we thought he was just being crazy. But, over the years, like he said, he was a Marine at 16. And I mean, all kinds of things that he just got caught lying in.
Yeah.
So we were totally like, oh, yeah, that's just more Cat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
And that was until the raids and the lawsuits and the indictments started rolling in.
Yes, tell me.
Okay, so he bashed Diddy and Jay-Z. Diddy's homes were raided in March, and Jay-Z has been sued. And others that Kat listed have had a lot of buzz around their lives. And by that, I mean, when I go in and check, because unfortunately, y'all know I'm a geek and I'll research shit just for fun. My husband asked me one night in July why we should care about what's going on with Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And 4.5 hours later, I had to answer him.
You had to find out.
Well, I spent the next 4.5 hours researching.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you had to find out. It definitely had to do with some human trafficking, I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah. And now Jay-Z's been sued, but the other people that I was talking about with some buzz around them, when you are deep into research, you do hear things that I'm not necessarily going to talk about, but T.D. Jakes, who's a big time pastor, was said to have been at the parties.
Oh
Ashton Kutcher was said to be at the parties. T.D. Jakes, I'm pretty sure Kat listed fully on the Shay Shay show.
He was spilling all the tea.
Yeah, and about a half a dozen other people, their careers have been kind of halted. Pretty sure that this was what happened to Bennifer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Because you remember Jennifer Lopez was the reason why Diddy didn't go to jail back in, 99?
Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
She said, no, he didn't shoot anybody. And since she was the, goddess of the year, she was believed.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I can't say for sure what's going on.
Okay.
With all that, but
yeah, because Ben and Jen only had been married a short time.
Yeah, and they were really, really happy, and then all of a sudden, explosion.
Yes.
And everything shut down. She's iced out.
Yeah. Huh. All right.
And all of this pertaining to those freak-offs. Do you have any clue what a freak-off is?
I've heard bits and pieces, but would you like to
I'll give you
paint a clear picture for me?
I'll give you we're just going to hit the highlights.
All right.
So Diddy would hire people or coerce people to come in and be part of these parties. These parties included drugs and IVs so that you could keep going for days.
Oh.
Some people were coerced with blackmail. Some people were kind of like his girlfriend who sued him eventually.
Yeah.
She was just kept captive.
Wow.
And we've seen that on video, but we saw that on video ages ago and they didn't do anything to him. Where she ran out of the hotel room while he was in the shower and he come out wrapped in a towel and beat her ass all the way back into the room.
Into the room. Yep.
There's no way that should have been okay, but for some reason it was okay.
If you got a lot of money.
And so this is what everything's fallen out from.
Yeah.
Some people say it's because he messed with the wrong high people, like the wrong moneyed people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why he's finally falling apart.
Don't fuck with us. We will rock your world.
Yes. And that's why everything's falling apart.
We know all the shit about you.
I think his girlfriend suing him is what brought everything down.
Well, I mean, sometimes I just don't understand how these famous people can just get away with stuff for so long. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh my God, this was what all the baby oil and the,
Right.
Which is not illegal. You can have a fuck ton of baby oil, but that just opened up so many crazy ass doors of what was going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Laken Riley in February was killed on February 22nd. She was killed while she was on a run at the University of Georgia. She was beaten and strangled to death. And it was the first murder in over 40 years at the University of Georgia.
So was this the girl that was killed by an illegal immigrant? Is that the right word? He was from Mexico.
No, he crossed in Mexico.
Oh, okay. All right. He was from somewhere. Okay.
Her murder swayed the election.
Yeah.
I would say that probably 5% of his voters directly voted because of, if not Laken, then she was kind of the hallmark of illegal immigration. And
you mean Trump's vote?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jose Anthony Ibarra was detained when he crossed over at El Paso and released into America.
All right.
He ended up in New York City, where he was arrested on charges unrelated to being illegal. Injury of a minor, driving without a license. I mean, they kept picking this guy up.
Wow.
So he ended up from New York down to Atlanta, where he was arrested some more. And in these cities we were so polarized in the years leading up to this election.
Yeah.
So the cities that were trying to say there's absolutely nothing wrong with illegal immigration would release illegal immigrants who had committed a crime so that ICE couldn't get to them. And that's what kept happening with this Jose guy. He just kept getting released.
Slipping right through their fingers.
Yeah. And so, I'm not going to go into Laken's whole story other than the fact that it's really, really sad that a beautiful, hardworking young woman got murdered whenever she didn't have to.
Yeah.
Like
he could have been stopped.
He could have been stopped so many times. And
I'm assuming, okay, since it happened this year, he probably hasn't gone to trial yet.
Actually, he did, which was weird.
Wow.
Whenever I saw that, I was like, wait, that just happened in February? Because he, in November, got convicted and sentenced.
And how long?
He forewent.
He gave up his right to have a speedy trial.
He gave up his right to a jury.
A jury. Oh, he had a judge.
He had a judge. Smart move, actually, legally, because the difference between the two, gang member, illegal immigrant, and pretty perfect college student.
Well, also, you got to convince one person when you have a judge, and when you have a jury, you got to convince
12. Yes. And I tell you, just the illegal immigrant of it all would have probably gotten him convicted.
Yeah.
Even if he was innocent. So it was probably smart
to have a judge. So he got convicted.
He got convicted, life in prison, no parole.
Good.
Okay. And then to revisit January a little bit, in March, Diddy's homes, this is where Kat's his premonitions starts coming true.
Yeah. His foreshadowing.
Yeah. So Diddy's homes were raided in Florida and California.
I'm sure he has others.
I think he has one.
He's got to have one in New York.
On the Gold Coast.
Oh,
in New York.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Where all the really rich people live. I know that he used to party with like big names in American society.
Were you on the guest list? Like, how do you know this?
Because I used to work in the fashion industry.
Oh, okay.
And
so you had the inside scoop.
Well, I had party pics and things like that. Like runways.
I got you.
Don't show you what people are actually buying.
Mm-hmm.
Red carpets and these high parties, these high society parties actually show you what
and that's where
people are wearing. So I had to stay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what celebrities do. Never have.
Yeah.
It's just a job.
Right.
And so, yeah, he was partying with people whose names are on foundations and libraries and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And it was always weird to me. I was like, how does this rapper who came from nothing,
gangsta.
Yeah, because money is not in general all you need to party with these kind of people. Mm-hmm. Money doesn't cut it. It's got to be like 8 years of breeding.
You have to have the creed.
And 8 generations.
Yes.
Yeah. And so.
And March's houses got raided.
Yeah, by Homeland Security. This has bugged me since then.
Why were they?
Homeland Security.
Yeah, why were they?
Yeah, their jobs, they're like from their website and everybody else's, are preparing for damage from security threats, gathering intelligence, coordinating response in emergencies, analyzing security intelligence to identify potential terrorist threats, assisting with security efforts to secure borders and waterways. And that's pretty much it.
Maybe from the security aspect of what they do.
Of the borders.
Well, just in general, it sounds like they have the most knowledge of security and issues related to security. So maybe that's why they sent him in. Like, if human trafficking is involved, that's got to be.
And I would have to say that the human trafficking, whenever it goes to trial, which we're nowhere near that man's still in jail, can't get bond. When it goes to trial, I think we're going to find that there is a cross-border human trafficking. To me, that is the only thing that pulls Homeland in.
I always think when I hear human trafficking, I always think crossing countries. Like, I don't think it's just like state to state. I'm sure that's part of it, but I feel like it crosses countries.
In this case, I think it would have to.
Yeah.
So far, all that's come out is him, like what I talked about with the freak-offs. Any kind of coercion or threat that would cause somebody to sell themselves for sex is human trafficking.
Okay. All right. I did not know that. There you go. That makes sense.
Whether it is kidnapping or whether it is threats of violence.
I got something against you. I'm going to hold it over your head, blackmail, anything.
And so nothing that has come out has involved moving across national borders.
Okay. They could. Yeah.
I'm just saying
I hear you.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Or, and here's the other big conspiracy theory moment that's out there. Did Diddy use some of this to interfere with national and international intelligence agencies? My understanding is he kept tapes like Epstein did.
Oh. So he was getting some higher up people that are internationally.
Yeah, that could be it. Or it could be
prime ministers. It could be, heads of state.
Homeland Security doesn't just deal with.
Stuff going just inside. Yeah.
Just inside, unless it is a national security threat from somebody else.
Gotcha.
Or a natural disaster. These are their only two. And I mean, maybe he is a natural disaster, but that's not really what they mean. So I think that one goes even deeper.
He would probably fall more into the category of hot mess than, natural disaster.
He's pretty. gigantic pile of crap as a human. And he has been. That's the thing. He has been for 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's been known.
Yeah.
So it's.
All right. So that happened in March.
That happened in March.
Did they come out in March and say, we found this? We found a fuck ton of baby oil.
They did. And a bunch of hard drives and a bunch of other things. So, you know, like I said, he's been weirdly protected through all of this. There's one person he never fooled, though. 50 Cent.
50.
Yeah. He has been relentlessly roasting Diddy.
Oh, nice.
For years. I cannot, because of his consistent use of the N-word.
Okay.
Tell you his tweets and his Instagrams, but y'all got to go. Y'all, 50's social media presence is hilarious.
Oh, my gosh.
Y'all got to go check that out. There's been a beef for over a decade between 50 and Diddy.
50 and Diddy.
Mm-hmm. But 50 just kept getting madder and madder and madder over the years. Like you could feel it in him.
Was 50 and Snoop Dogg somehow together against, or no? Am I thinking of something else?
I don't know about Snoop.
Okay.
But I know that 50 held some beef against Diddy because of Tupac.
Oh.
And did we talk about that they arrested somebody in the Tupac case?
Yes. I believe you told me about that, where the guy had basically,
he wrote a freaking book.
It was you talked about, I can't think of the legal term right now. The kind of the agreement that they made where he would what's that word?
That's where it came from.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can't remember it, but there was an agreement that he made that got him.
But you're not supposed to get in trouble for making this agreement, but then he wrote a book and basically outed himself in the book, so he got arrested. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, so 50 never let Diddy scare him.
Mm-hmm.
Because 50 was shot 9 times. There's not much more that he could be scared of.
Right.
But he
50 got 9 lives.
He's working with Netflix right now on a documentary exposing everything about Diddy.
Wow.
I don't know if this is going to be the real title, but I saw a movie kind of poster.
What are they calling it?
Did he do it? I freaking love it. But 50 don't let go of anything. He's got a raging boner for this, and he's not stopping. Okay.
All right.
So now we're going to move on to April.
Okay.
We're going to switch gears again.
Yes.
Sorry if this keeps
recurring theme.
Make your emotions go up and down.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were going to say, and once again, Diddy's in the news.
Well, Diddy never left the news from like February on. But the rating of his house says that people were really going to do something now.
Yeah.
Okay. So in April, we're going to go down and visit Australia. I picked these cases not because they were the biggest necessarily, but because they interested me somehow.
Sure. Yeah.
Because who's to say what's the biggest case?
Right.
I mean, some of them were the biggest case.
I mean, some people might say the Menendez brothers' possible release would be the biggest.
Which is an awesome thing.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, you mean awesome for them to get released?
I think so, because they should never have been convicted.
I don't.
Well, this is my main reason.
All right.
The only reason why they went after the boys was because of what the boys told their shrink.
Yes.
Then I know. And that is protected.
That's
and that
true.
Should have never been crossed.
Did we have HIPAA way back then?
I think.
We're going to table Menendez because I've already had at least 3 people tell me I want to go on the podcast and do a whole episode just talking about the Menendez brothers. Okay. So we'll table that, but I definitely have feelings on that whole situation.
I am not sure if I'm okay with them killing the parents, but I'm definitely not okay with how they went about convicting them.
Yes.
That's where I am.
Gotcha.
And, you know, if it's the rules are there for a reason, and we don't want people to break it just because that one case said to break it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go back April. We're going down to Australia. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin.
She listens. She comments.
Yes.
She's so great.
We love her.
Okay, so in Bondi Junction,
Yes.
and thank God I could pronounce that correctly, but only because of the fake tanner I have to use all summer because my Irish butt does not glow in the summer like a normal person. But Bondi Junction, 6 people were killed and 7 were injured in a mass stabbing at a mall.
Wow. You don't hear about mass stabbings.
While I was going through this, there were hundreds of mass stabbings around the world this year.
You're going to have to do an episode and talk about a few of those.
I may.
In a little more depth because I have never heard of that.
And that's just this year.
Mass shootings, yes.
Well,
mass stabbings, no.
I feel like you're hearing about the mass shootings because
guns kill people, not people killing people. Yeah.
Right. Because people want gun control.
Yeah.
But
once we get the gun control, then we'll need to have knife control.
Exactly.
Then we're going to need to have
pepper spray control like they do in London. You can't carry pepper spray to protect yourself in London.
I mean, they're not going to let you carry an umbrella at some point because you could actually poke someone's eye out.
It's ridiculous. But
let's all stop being each other.
There was a lot of mass stabbings.
Okay, well, what happened in Down Under in this one?
And I'm not even going to get into a whole lot of the whys and the what fors because they don't really know. But the thing that got me was 4 days later, a guy walked into a church during mass and stabbed 4 more people.
Was it the same guy?
No.
Oh, no.
And that was in Sydney. And then, the people kind of clashed with police outside because they're like, wait, you took our guns away from us a few years ago?
Yeah.
And now look at what we're dealing with. You were telling us we'd never get shot again, but now we're getting cut up every time we're in public.
That's what I'm saying. The criminals are going to find a way to be criminals.
Oh, right. But the big thing that gets me is, we always wonder about why we have school shootings.
Yes.
My thought is we have school shootings because we've had school shootings.
Yes.
And it's a copycat kind of mentality.
Yes.
We see that with self-harm.
Yeah.
Whenever people know that somebody around them either cuts themselves or whatever, it kind of bleeds over.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's what this was. Just 2 crazy men. One crazy man did it.
And another crazy man was like,
that's an idea.
I want to see what a knife going through flesh feels like.
And one of the articles I read is that at the church one, it was actually a televised event. It was a televised mass. And because of when it probably was related to Easter because we're talking about April 7th. So yeah. Which was crazy. That was crazy. But I really do think that people do bad things because people do bad things. They just follow off the one that was coolest before them. Then we're going to move over to May.
Yes.
This is a death, but most people were cheering. Robert Pickton.
I know that name.
The serial killer / pig farmer on whose farm 33 women were found. Their remains were found. Was attacked and eventually died from that attack by a fellow inmate in May of this year.
That's an old story. I did that one a long time ago. Y'all got to go back and check that one out. That is a crazy dude, and I am not embarrassed to say he got what he deserved. Yeah, good riddance.
Hopefully it hurt that whole several days it took for him to die.
I hope so. He really did some bad shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, see, they found the remains of 33 women on his farm.
Well, there had to be a whole lot more.
65 women disappeared from his town during this time.
Yes.
Now, it was a large town. I doubt he's responsible for all 65 of them.
He probably was.
But
he was awful.
He was awful. Okay. And then we're going to move forward to June.
Happy summertime.
Yeah. June 11th.
Now people are actually going to be, for the next few months, that you're going to talk about killing each other because it's just too fucking hot.
Look, I don't. I live in a very safe city, and it has been very safe my whole life. We get about a murder a decade, which is great.
That is great, yeah.
But about half of the murders that have happened in my lifetime and in my city and in the neighboring one have been people just got in an argument in the middle of summer and killed each other.
Yeah. The heat.
It's 95 and the humidity is about
It's not 85. The heat, it's the humidity. Yes. Yeah. 100% humidity.
I don't mind it because like right now at 70 degrees in here, my hands are ice.
Oh, yeah.
So I never have a problem, but I can understand if you didn't have, see, I got a Poppy. He's always chill. I'm always chill. Our household doesn't get into these little bicker fests.
Right.
But normally.
Yeah.
Normally people, they bicker. That's life.
That is life.
And if you're sweating and, your balls are sitting in a soup and your brother says the wrong thing to you.
That's it.
That's it.
Are you about to tell me somebody who?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because this one's a little more political.
This is a straight up murder.
No. Hunter Biden.
Oh.
Is convicted of gun and tax crimes.
Okay. I thought there was something to do with cocaine about him.
Somewhat. His gun crime was related to it is illegal to buy a gun if you're an addict and you're high. And he bought a gun while he was high and then threw it away in a garbage can and they found it. So it's a big, huge rigmarole.
But this particular instance was about the gun?
The gun and then some tax evasion.
So
he was convicted on 3 counts, 3 felonies.
Did he go to
in
jail?
June? No, he hasn't gone yet. And
today's not a good day.
Joe said he would not pardon him. His dad said he
did
would
he just
not.
pardon him? I know he pardoned a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Chandler's shaking his head. Yeah.
Yep. The test is determined that what Joe said was a lie.
Yes.
He did pardon him. He also pardoned some child traffickers. So that's a
wow.
Little, I don't know if he knows he pardoned these people.
He's kind of been losing it for a little while.
He has been, but I'm also...
All respect, he's the president, but still.
We've had some family drama, and Dave and I have aged a lot this year. I'm wondering if this wasn't what put Joe over the edge.
The stress of it. I got you. Well, I don't agree with his pardoning of his son, but as a parent,
would it be
I
so
might
hard?
do the same thing. I don't know.
Especially since I understand Hunter has been sober for a minute now.
Oh, well, that's good. Good for him. Way to go, Hunter.
And I think that, if I had a kid who was
trying,
I would definitely want to step in and say, okay, we can expunge some of the mistakes of your past.
You still got to pay your taxes, but
we're not going to send you to Fed.
Right. Okay.
All right. And then we're going to move forward to July. And this was a biggie.
All right.
Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, fired 8 rounds from the roof of a nearby building, hitting Trump in the ear. Crooks also killed 1 audience member, critically injured 2 others, and he was shot and killed seconds later by the Secret Service.
I just have so many things to say.
And this led to a shakeup of the Secret Service leadership. Please say it, because there's so much wrong with this.
I almost don't want to say anything. Y'all know I don't get political on this show.
But politics and stupidity.
The way that they prepare for a president or a presidential candidate to come into a town, how did they miss, it's a possibility that someone could get on this roof and shoot someone? And this may be incorrect, but I thought I heard that there were several people in the crowd that pointed this guy out before he even fired a shot. So this is a clusterfuck. Now, there's another part of me that thinks Trump planned all this shit out and had himself shot in the ear because it was good. It was good publicity. I'm not for, again, this is not bringing my political opinions into play here. It's just me going, okay, let's look at both
Something's
sides.
wrong with this.
Both sides of the, conspiracy theory. Like, there's too much. Like, it's too much wrong.
We've talked about the fact that I am a very
very active, yes,
libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
So blue, red doesn't matter to me. I'm gold all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's part in this is Secret Service kept telling him, don't have these big outdoor events. It's hard for us to take.
Yeah.
But the Secret Service really should have not been inside the building next door. They were underneath this shooter.
Wow.
There was security underneath him, not up where he could have actually had a line of sight to the president.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a tactical failure that only seems
planned,
purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't think that Trump did this on purpose.
Do you think someone else orchestrated it on behalf of some people from across the aisle?
I think that the people from across the aisle could care less if he had gotten shot. I don't know if I think they were orchestrated.
Okay.
But they were like, fuck it. If he dies, he dies.
A chunk of his ear. Great. Let's wear a maxi pad on the side of our head for the next few days while this is,
Yeah. And I think they actually didn't care if he died.
Right.
And I watched the shooting. The only thing that kept him alive was turning to look at a screen.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why his ear got caught instead of the side of his head. That is the only reason why I say Trump didn't do it, because I also don't trust him.
Yeah.
And so he could have done it.
Yeah.
But that was too close.
That was too close. Okay. I got you. I'll buy that.
If you got shot in the leg, I would have been all over the Trump conspiracy.
He's like, yeah, buddy. I got you. It was too close for comfort.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe they just got a bad shooter. Maybe he was supposed to shoot him in the leg or the shoulder.
I don't know. I really don't think it was about them picking a shooter. I don't go that far into the conspiracy.
Okay, I got you.
I'm going into they just didn't care.
Okay.
And with as volatile as our nation has been for, I say 4 years, but it's really been 8 years that we've been just explosively angry at each other. I think they were just like, and the thing is when people are that mad, you gotta expect assassination attempts. Okay, so let's roll up another month. August.
Still hot as fuck. Still hot as balls.
Oh, God. August is the only month where I come close to complaining about the heat.
I start complaining in like April about the heat.
That's when you walk outside and you blink and you got to pull your eyes apart because your mascara melted together. In August, 2,300 pounds of meth were seized at a farmer's market concealed in a load of celery just outside of Atlanta.
Meth concealed by celery.
I never found where it was supposed to go.
Is it kind of genius? Why did they even think to look in the celery truck?
They knew.
They had an inside track.
Yeah, the Drug Enforcement Agency followed it from Mexico to Atlanta.
Hey guys, just sit on this and watch it. We're going to see what the fuck happens here.
Yeah, we're going to see where it goes.
Farmer's market, that's it. We draw the line. We're going in. We're not getting all these people who are trying to eat healthy, organic. They're not getting meth.
So the DEA did throw the celery away.
Good. We don't want any cross-contamination.
So I'm sitting there thinking, a lot of people eat celery. I mean, down here we eat it for a lot of things. But a lot of people eat celery to stay thin.
Oh. Good.
So
is it the celery or is it the meth?
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm on this new celery diet.
And oh my God, I'm getting so much done.
I can't sleep very well, but
I took apart my vacuum cleaner and made a robot.
That's awesome.
Oh, God.
Okay. I like that one. All right, September.
In September, someone else tried to kill Trump. The vodka is beginning to kick. The tip of my tongue is numb.
Okay. So you only have September. No, we're in October. Which one are we in? Look.
We just started September.
Okay, so
I just threw
you got
that
4
in
more
there
months.
The story isn't even that interesting after the big one with Trump back in July.
So which one was, I don't even remember this. Oh, Trump got shot again? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get shot, but somebody shot at him.
Okay.
But I felt like I should include it because
you included the other one.
Yeah.
And we've given so much crap to P. Diddy this episode.
But this one is going to be,
Where did
I'm
this
going to
one
have
happen?
to do a whole story on this next one.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique Pelico, a 71-year-old man, is accused of drugging his wife to sleep and recruiting dozens of men to rape her for more than 10 years. And he admits to all charges against him.
I thought you were going to say for more than 10 hours, like he did it in one night.
No, and this trial started in September. So I will be bringing you that.
It's still going on?
No,
Or no?
they just finished it up a couple of days ago.
Okay, so you want to tell us the whole story.
I'm going to tell
You're
you.
going to
the whole
leave us
story.
hanging on this one.
I'm going to leave you hanging
All
on
right.
that one.
71-year-old man has been having men come in and rape his wife. I'm
for
assuming
over a
for
decade.
money. I'm assuming they were paying to do it.
I am not entirely sure.
Okay. Maybe he just
because this
freaky
case is
like that.
so very like I have got my next 6 months of cases lined up now.
All right.
Between doing this and looking at my notes while I was trying to read this, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do next.
Yes.
And next.
Yes.
I don't imagine it'll probably be February before I record that case.
Okay.
Because my next one's going to be a big one.
All right.
Because I've been putting it off.
Is it a two-parter?
It's probably going to be a 2-parter.
Yeah, that's cool.
It could even be a 3-parter.
Wow. No
I haven't
problem.
done a 3-parter before, but
Not a problem. We can do it.
and especially in January when I have more time to sit and because
Christmas is over.
yeah,
Then you hit the brakes and screech. Now you got to find
and then
something
I
to
can
do.
sit there and type while Dave's watching
Mhm.
his Hitler movies. I tell him every time he puts on a World War II documentary. Spoiler alert: Hitler lost.
Hitler
But we
did it.
still go through 2 hours of watching the documentary.
Hey, that could be said about those of us who watch true crime.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
watch
The husband
5.
did it.
Well, I will watch 5 Menendez brothers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Maybe this one over here has one little tidbit I didn't know that the other one's did.
absolutely. Look, while I was typing all this up, YouTube was going on a loop of 2024 cases.
Yeah.
Just in the background, in case something sounded so interesting, I had to include it.
Yeah. Always got to
Okay.
have that. Yeah.
In November, in a case of life imitating art, all the way back, do you remember the old A Christmas Carol movie?
I do. Like black and white.
Yes.
Yes.
Where there was a tombstone for Ebenezer Scrooge showed in it.
Yes.
That has been a tourist attraction in Shrewsbury.
Not Shrewsbury.
Yeah, the town of Shrewsbury, somewhere in England, but I was looking to see if I could find the county. So that's been a tourist attraction.
Okay.
Somebody vandalized that shit this year.
Oh, man.
That's just wrong.
Did they draw dicks on it? Like, what did they do?
They broke it up.
Oh, they can make another one.
Yeah, but then it won't
I
be
know.
the one from the movie.
I know.
Because I don't know why the movie spent the money to make a tombstone, because those things are expensive. You
Yes,
could have
they
done
are.
it out of wood or
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, geez.
Yeah. And so they're discussing whether
Yeah.
they're going to fix or replace the tombstone right now. And
Yeah, just draw some dicks on it. They can wash that off.
yeah. I mean, what kind of crap is that?
Some Scrooge did it.
Yep. And that's what they said. Life imitating art.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was right before Christmas when they did it in November.
In November.
All right.
And in the UK, they don't have Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. That's our holiday.
And for a long time, like centuries, the 12 days of Christmas were Christmas through forward 12 days.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas season really started
On Christmas Day.
on Christmas Day. But in the last few decades, they've been following America's example.
Mm-hmm.
So but since they don't have Thanksgiving Day as the kickoff day,
Right.
they kind of start kind of weirdly mid-November.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really Christmassy whenever those kids.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm assuming kids.
Yeah, I would assume
It
that
could have just
too.
been some guys that went out and got
Unfortunately.
pissed and
let's go
knocked it
piss
over.
on Ebenezer's grave. And then, you know what? Maybe actually they were so drunk they fell and they knocked it over and it broke like that.
And then
like
once
it could have been perfectly innocent.
Yeah, it could. Well, moderately innocent because breaking shit. If they broke it once, but they really busted it up.
Oh, they did. Okay.
So,
well, you guys can go fuck yourself.
There you go. All right. So, December, unfortunately, we're going back to Diddy a little bit.
All right. And well, we're in December right now as we record this. So we've recapped January through November of 2024. And let's hear about what's going on so far in the month of December.
I put 2 on here because this one, we're just going to hint at Diddy a little bit. Jay-Z, who was one of Cat's people that he had called out, he has been sued for sexually assaulting a 13-year-old.
Dang.
Yeah. He was named with Diddy in this lawsuit.
Is Jay-Z married to Beyonce?
Beyonce, yes.
Oh, you know she's not handling this well.
And since this has happened, a few articles that are talking about Beyonce have gone back to calling her by her maiden name instead of Carter.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I am not a gossip columnist person, but
so Ms. Knowles,
she is now being referred to as Miss Knowles instead of Mrs. Carter.
All right. Well, we'll find out more about that in the coming months, I'm sure.
And then there was a biggie.
And
Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was shot and killed outside of his hotel in New York City, where he was set to hold an annual investor meeting. Go ahead.
I got shit to say about this. First of all, I heard about it when my kids were talking about it. And somebody said, you know, the news initially came out and it was on social media. And someone said, I went to read the comments thinking everyone is going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry that this happened to you and your family. And people were like, yeah, I guess his pre-cert wasn't approved. And he, you know, just slamming the shit out of him in the social media post.
Yeah. You know that I'm from a medical family, but I work in insurance. UHC has a reputation for being the most evil.
Yes. But you still don't.
I know. I was surprised when I looked at the comments myself.
No, I'm not. I mean, like, people are going to be trolls and assholes. You still don't kill someone because, and I don't even care what his reasoning is. This is the other thing that's really irritating me about this. When I look on the news, I'm walking through the room and I see this kid who's got more security than obviously Trump did when he got half his ears shot off.
Absolutely, right?
And I'm like, dude, like, there have been women who have killed their own children who didn't have this much protection going to court. Who the fuck gives a shit about this guy? If he gets shot, so be it. If he doesn't, so be it. Like, just treat him like a normal prisoner.
I get that. Well, my thing was immediately whenever I saw that the bulk of the comments, I've never seen so few arguments in the comments section.
Right.
Like, the top one was on the first thing I read about it was thoughts and prayers have been denied. Please resubmit.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
That shit.
Scrolled. I mean, out of say 100 comments, there would be one. Hey guys, somebody died.
Yeah.
I've never seen comments so
trollish.
Unilaterally trollish.
Yeah.
But the words delay, deny, and depose were inscribed on the cartridges.
Yes.
On December 9th, 26-year-old Luigi Mangione and was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and charged with Thompson's killing in a Manhattan court. He used a 3D printed pistol and silencer.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So gun control.
Yeah. I mean, the bad guys are always going to figure out a way to get some kind of weapon.
Exactly it.
They're going to figure. There's way more people who have guns. Here we go on political again. Sorry, guys. Turn it off if you don't want to hear this. But there are a lot of people who have guns, have taken classes, who want to protect themselves, who are not foolishly discharging their firearms in public. And there's way more good gun owners than there are bad gun owners. And there are way more.
And the only people that will listen to gun control laws are the good gun owners.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to our specific Second Amendment, we're constantly being told, oh, that was meant for muskets. It was meant to control your own government.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as the government has bigger weapons than we are, we can constantly be overthrown.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But this guy just printed what he wanted.
Right. That's the thing. The bad guys are going to figure out a way to get it.
And the only thing, he had back pain. He had back surgery that had become a debilitating issue. The only, I don't know if he's had a schizophrenic break or what, but some people are saying that he was not made impotent, but made incapable of sexual activity because of what happened to his back.
Oh, okay.
So he still had the urge. He still had, functioning parts, but his body hurt too bad.
That he couldn't do it. And he's frustrated.
And he was frustrated. That is the only thing on here.
I don't know. I'm just always like, you still don't need to kill anybody. And I know you're not saying he should have killed the guy.
No, I am not saying. I'm just saying, always trying to figure out why people do what they do.
I wouldn't have the nerve to go on social media and be so crass.
And just say.
I am not that mean of a person. You know what I mean? I mean, I may talk some shit.
Pretty mean.
Not you're a stranger. I don't even know you. Why would I even?
And see, he has kids. He has a wife that.
Can you imagine what they're going through? That's horrible.
He was just going to a standard meeting.
Yeah. No.
And gets killed by somebody who waited. This guy, this Luigi guy, stood out there and waited for a couple of hours. Dropped a backpack. And so he etched those words on the bullets, dropped a backpack that could be seen on camera in Central Park that was loaded with Monopoly money. I mean, he wanted to make a statement. So that's going to be an interesting trial.
Yeah.
And I don't normally like to bring something that hadn't gone all the way through.
I think we know how that's going to go, though.
Yeah. See, even the Diddy stuff that we've talked about.
We know how it's going to go.
We know how it's going to go. And I know there's going to be a lot more coming out.
Yeah.
Because there's where we're at with what we know is not Homeland Security level. That right there tells me there's more.
That's what I wonder. Why are they holding all this back? Are there a lot of other people that they're trying to get their ducks in a row to arrest? So they're being very tight-lipped about the information they have because they don't want to, kind of forewarn anyone that they're coming for them.
There's that. And then there's prosecutors are careful about what they let out because they want public opinion to go against somebody.
Yeah, you're right.
But they don't want to taint the jury pool.
You're right.
So that they can come back and say, so I am especially because it's all David's fault. Everything that I bring Diddy for you, Poppy caused it.
Oh, okay.
Because if he hadn't asked me that question,
why do we even care about this? Yeah.
I know. I was like, wait, why do we care about it? Why is it such a big deal other than, because Epstein to me that's still dangling.
Well, I don't feel like we ever really heard the whole story.
What came out in the documents they did release in January? Because, I am not ashamed of how big a geek I am. I read everything. There wasn't enough in there. We know that there are some very big, and I'll avoid saying those names at the moment, but we know there's some very big political names. And I'm not talking about the Clinton-Trump thing. Those are outside.
No,
But there are a lot of names that have had huge titles in national security, and in diplomacy that were involved, and we've got the stories.
It just goes back to it. These things make me just reinforce my feelings about I don't trust people who, who
have money and power.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was like 18, I wanted to move to Idaho.
You wanted to grow potatoes?
Nope. I wanted to build a compound and avoid the government and rich people at all costs.
You wanted to have a little mini Waco?
Kind of, because I was a hot 19-year-old.
Oh, your milkshake could have brought all the boys to the yard.
Well, my milkshake was putting me in circles that I found out that there were a lot of evil people who were, the heads of this and the heads of that. And I was like, oh, this is FUBAR.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to
be a part of that.
I don't want to be a part of this. And I don't like that it's going to be the part of my future, like my kids and their kids, that they're going to have to discover that the people who are supposed to be
protecting us
are gross.
And working for us. Yeah. Very gross.
Very gross. Oh, and I did go back because last year whenever I did this, I went back and I looked at everything that you had asked if I would. There was specifically the hammer killing of the woman from 1975.
Yep.
The guy came in, and I have totally forgotten his name, confessed that he killed her. Zero movement.
Oh,
There
wow.
has not been another court date. There has not been another trial.
Wow. Just backburnered it.
Just backburnered it for a year and 3 months now.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a great 2024 review. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
I look forward to hearing what happens in 2025 that you bring us.
I can't wait. Hopefully it will be a year where we are not so covered by war and elections, that we actually know these things.
Let's have some peace and joy in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cheers
Salud.
to that. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you. And if you'd like to help support the show, you know where to go. Patreon/Grits, Patreon/Grits. Keep those subscriptions coming for YouTube. I've noticed lately we've had more TikTok followers. We
Which
appreciate
is
y'all.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love it. And people reach out to me and say, oh, I haven't seen a video on TikTok lately. Can you poke it?
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, Antonio. We've had a request for more TikTok videos. All right. Anything else?
I don't know. I think that's about it. Except for we're about ready to start trying another meet and greet.
Oh, really? That would be great. Yes.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that.
We do need to talk about that.
Y'all have any ideas on where you would like to? I know we have a lot of listeners in Louisiana and Texas and Mississippi. So.
And look, I am not adverse to going Houston area for one of these.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. But guys, you got to send us some messages and let us know. Like,
yeah,
we can't go all the way to Houston and see two people.
Exactly.
Chandler, thank you for camera switching. We love y'all so much. Tell your mom and them to listen. We're going to let Zydeco Mike take us out.